What size replacement orifice do I need? After my compressor unit was flooded during Sandy, it was replaced by the new unit of the same power, 3-ton. Previously used refrigerant R22 was no longer available, and the system was filled with R407C. Low side pressure was set to 63 pounds per square inch. The high side pressure was observed at around 200 pounds per square inch, maybe a bit more. The evaporator temperature observed at around 50 to 55 degrees, which is too warm. As a result, the air is not being cooled sufficiently. If I drop the low side pressure to around 48 pounds per square inch, about half of evaporator closer to the capillars is at around 37 to 40 degrees, which is the most optimal temperature. However, the other half of evaporator is not cold at all, it is at around 55 to 65 degrees. If I drop the low side pressure further, the evaporator starts freezing up, greatly reducing the effectiveness of the unit. I strongly suspect that the size of the orifice in the evaporator unit is not optimal for our 407C refrigerant. I need to know what is the optimal size, more specifically how the existing size of the orifice needs to be changed to achieve most optimal performance. Please advise. I can take any measurements as I have the gauges and a digital surface thermometer.
Russ here. Train Service Manager. Plenty R22 is still available. Our 407C is not recommended for air conditioning system only refrigeration. If you are not going to use 22, use 421A dear. If you are not going to use R22, 421A is a direct drop. No problems. Use it and it works well. Russ.
This is not my choice. That's what contractor explained, and seems to be the case where I live, Long Island, New York. So, using other refrigerant is out of the question. Hello there.
Yes, I am here. What is temp of air coming from grills? Russ.
71.
Okay, add refrigerant to system. And check air temp. The air temp between return and closest supply vent should be 19 to 20 degrees. Russ.
I've done it in the past, and it only gets worse. The difference is never that big. The best I observed was around 14 degrees difference. When the sun goes down, it does get better.
Need to go 0.03 smaller on orifice. Russ.
Are you saying I need a smaller orifice? What is 0.03 inches? At the correct pressure, the refrigerant does not evaporate well and as a result does not produce enough cold. With smaller orifice, the evaporation process would get even worse, wouldn't it? So, why would a smaller orifice work better? I am looking for a clear answer and justification, not just do this. I am not a contractor, and don't know all terminology, but I am handy enough to do basic things like measurements, etc. I can tell contractor to replace the orifice, but it is an expensive and time-consuming proposition, and I need to know for sure how the size of the new orifice should be different from the existing one.
Okay, can you give me size of unit? I will get you orifice size. Easy change to replace orifice about 20 minutes. Rus. If orifice is too large, let too much refrigerant through coil. Does not remove heat and floods back to compressor. When I say smaller orifice, I am not meaning dropping it too much. Example: our 22 3-ton orifice is about 0.61410 A is 0.58. You need to drop about 0.03 to 0.04. Your head pressure will be higher, subcooling WLL coming out range, and you will get cooling. Need to know tonnage and make of equipment to size new orifice. I have had this question all summer from people trying to use 407C. Had to change orifices to smaller in every one. Rus. Be offline for 1 hour. Rus.
Okay, thanks. Let me collect all the info. Not sure how to find out the size of the existing orifice. We'll open the evaporator and see if there is any writing on it. Replacing the orifice, is it something I could do, or only the contractor? I assume the refrigerant needs to be evacuated, the orifice replaced, and then the system needs to be filled again, right?
No, you can pump down system into condensing unit and save refrigerant. The contractor should do the replacing of the orifice. Rus.
Okay, I took some pictures. Hope this will be helpful. First, the compressor. Full-size image. Full-size image. I know that the compressor is 3-ton, although I am not sure how to interpret the label. Now, the evaporator unit. Full-size image. Full-size image. Full-size image. The last one is the label on the high side line close to evaporator. That is all the pictures. I was looking at the orifice, but could not find any writing. I know that the orifice was replaced some time ago because we swapped the previous 2.5-ton unit with this 3-ton unit, but have no idea what the new orifice size was. Maybe that label on the high side line indicates the size. In what units the size is measured? You mentioned examples with sizes 0.58 or 0.61. Thanks.
Inside unit is a 2.5 ton and outside unit is a 3. Rus. Thousandth of an inch. Such as 0.060. Did not get but one photo. Rus.
It may take a moment to load on your screen. I can see all thumbnails in the discussion thread, and once I click on every image, it opens up in a separate window.
I am here, will not change screen till we are finished. Rus.
Rus, were you able to view all 5 pictures? Rus, did you figure out what the size of the new orifice should be? Thanks, Igor.
Need model new. Vertical bar backslash and number 92 semicolon backslash equals 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 equals.
It's all in the pictures. Are you able to view them? Let me look it up. Compressor, ZOB 336-2A. Evaporator, root. Model, UBHC 17J00NHD.
0.58B0 orifices.
I am confused. What does it mean? 58B? Does it mean 0.058 inch? Also, did you see the label on high side line in the last picture which says 73? Could it mean that it had the orifice 0.073 inch? Also, if the existing orifice is 73, but the correct one should be 58, would that explain the problems I am experiencing?
Root goes by coil number. Take front off and check number on coil and I can cross piston number.
Russ, you've been helpful, but I feel out of sync communicating with you and trying to figure things out, which leaves me unsure on what to do. I am asking a few questions, and you are not answering them, or maybe just one of them. Could you please answer the questions I still have? 1. Were you able to view all 5 pictures? 2. What 0.58B means? 3. Did you see the label on high side line in the last picture which says 73? Could it mean that it had the orifice 0.073 inch? 4. If the existing orifice is larger than it's supposed to be, would that explain the problems I'm experiencing?
No able to view all photos too. Should have been 0.058 orifice size. Number 3 did not get photos to see. 4 yes, that would explain problem.
Thank you. I am good now. Just spoke with the contractor, and he wants $200 to replace the orifice. He should have done it when the new compressor unit was being installed. So, I think I am going to pass for now. If I leave it like it is, the electrical bill will be higher, but still a lot less than $200 up front. Thanks for your help, and answering my questions.
You are welcome. Thanks for asking the right questions. Russ.
If you have a home improvement or appliance question and want to chat with an expert now, visit JustAnswer.com/YTHI.